Hello, welcome to Chilling and Chatting with a Dilophosaur. I'm your hostess, Authoress Dilophosaur, here with part 3 of my Final Fantasy X playthrough. Last time we got past the section where we helped out the Albed, and we have reached the island of Besaid, met another character, finding a bit more about Spira, and now we are about to finish up the Cloister of Trials. So, if you really want all that's to get into this temple at the moment, we go back to this door, the first door that we open with a sphere, and we will take the glyph sphere. It won't close the way for us or anything, so its job is pretty much done at this moment, except for the little secrets. We insert that in this wall, and that will open the way, like the Besaid sphere couldn't. And we have found our first destruction sphere. So we take this sphere, and we go back into the hidden room we opened near that little pedestal, and we insert the destruction sphere where the Besaid sphere used to be. And that will send some kind of channel of energy to this dead end here, destroy the wall, and it will reveal a hidden treasure chest. When we open this chest, we see that strange orange eye looking symbol. And this text says you can obtain hidden items by using destruction spheres. What I just explained. Remember that eye symbol. There is another very, very useful addition to the game if you get all of the hidden chests within each of the Cloisters of Trials. So now that we're done here, this is a very easy, straightforward little puzzle. We're going to push this pedestal with the Besaid sphere in it into this little square space right here.
Hey! What's gotten into you? Hey, it's okay. Only summoners, apprentice summoners, and their guardians can enter here. It's a tradition, very important.
So what about you?
Me? I'm a guardian.
A guardian? Whoa! Ah!
Summoners go on a pilgrimage to pray at every temple in Spira. Guardians protect them. The Guardian's in there now. One of them's got a sure fuse, and who knows what the other's thinking. Well, now that we come this far, might as well go all the way.
What are you doing here? Didn't think we'd be able to handle it?
No, it's just... See, I told you she gets mad easy.
Is the summoner all right?
Who are you?
I've done it. I have become a summoner.
Man, was I surprised. And here I was thinking summoners were all old geezers.
putting your transgression aside for now. Let us celebrate the birth of a new summoner. Quickly, to the village square. Share in our joy. And you'll see the temple is empty. And if you don't get a chest from the cloister the first time around, don't worry. All of the cloisters can be revisited later in the game. So this particular bit of side content, collecting all of these chests, is not something you're going to get locked out of. So let's just head out of the temple and to the village square.
Hey, over here!
What? Ow!
Wait till you see this.
I can't see anything.
Ready?
Okay.
I had never seen anything like it in my life. Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel a strange kind of gentleness coming from it.
So we now have our first Aeon. Like with the characters, you can pick any name you want. We're going to go with the given name Valifor, which is a name from, I do believe it's the Lesser Key of Solomon. The Ars Goetia. Valifor is one of the, I believe, the Dukes of Hell. Doesn't really have any symbolism in this game, but let's be real, it is pretty dang cool. Let's confirm and proceed.
I remember that night we talked for the first time. I didn't know it then, but after that night, everything changed. For everyone. For me.
Let me introduce you to the team. This guy here wants into the tournament so bad, I let him on the team. His memory's a little fuzzy, so don't mind him if he says anything odd. Come on, say hi.
Hi guys. So what's our goal?
To do our best! Nope, we got a new goal now. Our new goal is victory! To win every match, defeat every opposing team, to bring the Crystal Cup back to our island. That's all we need to do to win. Easy, huh?
Victory! 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 Yeah!
Yeah, so we can just wander around talking to different people. Hey, I was hoping you joined the team all along, yeah? Let's see what we might be able to get. There's going to be 6 teams from all over Spira at the tournament. It's a rough setup. 1 loss and you're through, yeah? Victory, huh? Everyone's acting like we already won. Not that I can blame them, yeah? Hit the other team hard and make it easy on the goalkeeper, yeah? Yeah, keeper is our goalkeeper. So you would definitely appreciate saying that.
You sure got the boys worked up, huh?
Now we'll move over this way.
You heathen!
Stay away from the summoner!
You're a bad man!
Lady Yuna, be careful.
But it was really my fault to begin with. I'm Yuna. Thank you so much for your help earlier.
Huh? I'm sorry about that. Wasn't I not supposed to? Guess I kind of overreacted.
Oh no, I was overconfident.
I saw that Aeon thing. That's amazing.
Really? Do you think I can become High Summoner?
Lady Yuna, come play with me some more.
So, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow?
We're going on the same boat, aren't we?
Oh, really?
We can talk more.
Huh.
You can tell me all about Xanarkand.
She's cute, yeah?
Yeah, here again, does not matter necessarily what you choose. However, to go a little further into our choose your own kind of story elements here. So there is a hidden mechanic where Tidus can build up relationship points with different characters. All the characters in the party. Some characters have a higher base score that they start out with than others, Yuna being one of them. And depending on your actions through the game, like certain dialogue choices or like who you choose to heal and things like that, you can build up this hidden score. There's nowhere to check it. There's nowhere to know like what your scores are. You just kind of have to keep track. And when all those scores add up at a certain point in the game, you can get at least one exclusive scene with the character who has the highest score. And given what this game is and what they're obviously setting up, we're just going to go with, yeah.
Don't get no ideas.
No promises there, big guy. Hey, but what if she, comes on to me?
That's not going to happen. If you get tired, let me know. I had a bed made for you.
She's pretty cute, yeah. Elbowing him like a big brother. Don't get any ideas when you agree. Okay, Wakka. Mixed messages here.
Stay away from the summoner!
Now you try to approach Yuna again, and you won't be able to. Love her design, though. So gorgeous, so elegant. And just like Tidus' name is from the Okinawan word for sun, Yuna's name is the Okinawan word for moon. So there's definitely going to be some kind of yin-yang symbolism between these two. We head out on the same boat tomorrow. We should get to sleep early, brother. Get some rest. Hey, I'll just try to stay out of your way. Now that you're with us, we got nothing to fear. The toughest team out there is the Goers, and the stadium's on their home turf. There's nowhere else to go, nothing else to see, so we will talk to Wakka here and progress.
Ready for bed?
Yeah.
Good. Sleep tight.
side character here.
Where's that boat?
Everyone will find us if it doesn't come soon.
You really sure this is okay?
Would you take me to Xanarkand?
Hey! You said you'd go with me!
Oh, hey,
I thought Wakka told you not to get any ideas.
He did?
Yeah, so you're coming with me.
Hey, stop dreaming! You with a woman? You can't even catch a ball! Oh, what's the matter? Gonna cry again? Cry, cry. That's the only thing you're good for.
I hate you.
Huh? What'd you say?
You have to speak loudly.
I hate you!
Huh?
That's the spirit.
You can do it!
I hate you!
He's dead, okay? Dead. He does look a lot like Chapu. I was surprised too, the first time I saw him. But no matter what he looks like, he isn't Chapu. You shouldn't have brought him here in the first place.
Yeah, but he needed our help.
Excuses again?
Yeah, but...
That's it. No more. Enough, Wakka.
Scary. So, who's Chapu?
My little brother, Chapu. He looked like you.
He's dead?
He was with the Crusaders when they fought Sin last year. He didn't make it. I first heard on the day of the tournament.
Oh, so that's why.
I became a guardian to fight Sin, yeah?
Revenge, then?
That was the idea. I'm more worried about a stupid game now than avenging my brother. Well, after the next tournament, I'll be a guardian full-time. I know it kinda looks like I'm using you, but I'm not.
Don't worry. I mean, I owe you a lot. You really helped me out, you know? What I mean is... Thanks, Wakka.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
Right, we are awake. We are going to go ahead and save. Yeah. Lulu is another very elegant character, and I love her character overall, but gotta question the fashion choice there. Does not seem like a very convenient, intuitive outfit to wear in this particular line of work, but I mean, she makes it work, and she makes it work in heels, so I can't judge. I'm just saying. No, but the character designer for this game and its sequel, Tetsuya Nomura, very, very talented artist. He loves his elaborate costumes, and he loves putting characters in belts, and that was her kind of one of the inspirations for Lulu's design, was a character with a lot of belts, and how to make it look natural with that many. Wakka and the others are waiting outside. So we just head out here to another cutscene.
Hey, sleepyhead. Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yeah, Use it well.
That's the sword you gave Chapu.
Well, he never used it. Where's Yuna?
We're taking the same boat as Yuna, right? Why do we gotta wait here?
Yuna came to this village 10 years ago, when the last calm started.
The calm?
Since then, she's been like a little sister to me and Lulu. But she had the talent. She became an apprentice. Now, today, she leaves as a summoner.
This is our journey. We should leave together.
You really don't need all that luggage.
They're not really my things. They're gifts for the temples we're to visit.
This isn't a vacation, Yuna.
I guess you're right.
Okay, off we go.
Yeah, and we've already kind of explored this area, but there are some scripted fights we need to get through.
Here comes one now. Hey, why don't you try out that sword I gave you?
I love the design for the Brotherhood. It's such a sweet looking sword.
No problem.
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday. A flyer! My kind of customer.
Yeah. For at least this part of the game, each character has an attack style and a stat spread that makes them optimized for certain enemies, and if you try to break out of that mold too early, you're not going to have especially effective results. So for the time being, just kind of stick with what the game teaches you until you can start, if you want to do level grinding, until you can start level grinding, or until you get farther along in the game itself.
That looks like trouble.
Ha! Watch this!
Told ya, only magic can beat that thing. If you can't beat them down, you gotta use magic of an element they don't like.
Magic? Element?
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean. Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
Elements. Magic and fiends have properties called elements. There are 4 elements: fire, ice, lightning, and water. Fire and ice are opposed, as are lightning and water.
Spells of ice work well against fire fiends, and ice fiends are weak against fire magic. You follow?
I get fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Lightning and water are opposed, just like fire and ice. This one here is a water fiend, which means...
You can choose any spell you want here, but for simplicity's sake, we'll go with thunder. Yeah, and you can beat these fiends with physical attacks, you just won't beat them as quickly. And they tend to pack a bit of a punch. But we have some sphere levels on the grid that we can use now. Now that we have some little spheres to actually use. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to take some time to level grind on camera, just so we can get more spheres, we can get more sphere levels. We're going to have another boss fight coming up here pretty soon. So I want to be prepared. If y'all don't like that, just let me know, and I will do that off camera. I don't care either way. So let's move on to our next cutscene.
Take your time.
Let's get going, man.
We're gonna wait.
Huh?
Are you ready?
What's going on?
It's an ancient custom. People leaving the island pray here for a safe trip. Chappu didn't pray that day. Said he'd miss his boat.
Yeah, you can pray or you can just watch. I prefer to pray just because it's the polite option. I don't know if you get any points here, but you might.
That should do it.
If we examine the statue again, Tidus will just pray. So we'll go over here to the save point, and then we will move further down the path and do a couple more scripted fights, and then the game will let us go for a bit. Again, I'm going to do some level grinding, just to be a little more prepared. Again, I don't want to be like my stepbrother. Oh man, it was something watching him get into those fights and just fail hard. So funny. Bear in mind, you need to watch your health here because you can lose this fight, and it will be a game over. This is not a fight that will not punish you just because it's the beginning of the game. Alright, yeah, get a couple of cheers in, and we're going to use Tidus' overdrive. Just to be safe. Yeah, and Kamari should get at least one overdrive of his own in here. Oh yeah, we got an overkill there.
That's enough!
What's with that guy?
Kimari Ronso, of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the Fiend's way of fighting.
That's not what I meant.
He's another of Yuna's guardians.
Huh?
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kamari doesn't talk much anyway. But he has protected me since I was a child.
Huh.
Yeah, another little scripted boss fight there. I had a thing on the tip of my tongue and I just forgot it. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that is a fight where you can lose, so be careful. I think that's actually the fastest I finished that fight, because I've been very sparing with using Tidus' overdrive. I don't tend to use overdrives that much after a certain point of the game, just because they tend to kind of lose their utility. But here we go. One of our remaining scripted fights.
A flyer! That's your department, right?
True, but, why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
Switching members during battle. Press L1 during battle to switch in a character not currently being used. Just switch them in and they're ready to go. And if you want to level up all your characters, kind of keep them, you know, even as far as the XP goes, switch all of your characters during battle. As long as they perform at least one action, whether it's defending or using an item or whatever, they will be cut in for the experience. And if they don't, you know, get knocked out.
Your first real battle. Let's see some style.
Show us what your training has taught you, Yuna.
Okay.
Summoning Aeons. Use the summon command to have Yuna call an Aeon to aid her in battle. Only Yuna can summon Aeons. Use it when you need help against tough opponents. When Aeons take damage, their HP decreases. Should their HP reach 0, they will leave battle and become unavailable for a time. Aeons recover HP at save spheres. love the summoner items. They're so sweet. You can go into the options and cut them out if you don't like them, but I prefer to watch them. Yeah, this enemy, very high HP and high attack for this point in the game. After we leave Besaid, you will never find them here again, but that's fine. There's nothing really super special about them. They're just a little mini-boss to test your strength while you're leaving the island. So that you can attack, you can use Valifor's special unique move. Valifor also knows some black magic like Lulu. Aeons are very capable, very versatile. If you are just having trouble, they can really help you in a pinch. And Valifor's special attack, Sonic Wings, can cause an action delay in the target. Doesn't work on all targets, so be mindful. Some creatures are immune to delay. So pick your target sparingly. Also, Aeons have a passive ability that allows them to, like, I pick attack and I pick my target. We see the HP in the info screen, and we see a little health bar up at the top. Dodging his attacks is easier after inflicting darkness, which we will learn about here in a bit. Use Sonic Wings again to get an extra turn. Black magic. And then I'm going to save Valifor's Overdrive for later. I'm just going to get rid of this thing. And with Kimahri, we saw this thing called an overkill. So, with every enemy, they have a certain amount of damage that's usually, we're gonna go back and heal. It's usually over what their HP is, and it will qualify you for an overkill. And most of the time, overkills will give you extra experience. They will up the chance for rarer items. It is typically highly recommended to go for an overkill if you can. And remember the names. Remember, especially if you're level grinding and you have time to look to see all of the enemies in a particular area, and places with multiple sections can have different enemies appear in different little parts of the map. But remember, try to keep a general, if not specific, kind of tally of what enemies are on or in which map, because you can open up more side content by knowing that much later in the game. It's one of the side quests in this game that I do every single time, because even if it's time consuming, it's not super difficult. And again, I'm a level grinder, so I don't mind getting all the extra EXP and extra items and stuff.
Another one of those. No problem. Leave this one to me, huh? Say goodnight, birdie.
Yeah. Wakka is our debuffer right now. Now that this thing is blinded, it is going to have a tougher time hitting us. There we go. And even characters that don't have really high evasion or luck scores can have a much easier time not getting hit once darkness is available. I think darkness lasts like 3 turns unless it's removed. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So be sure to use that time wisely. And here, just to kind of cut down on time, we are going to use Valifor's Overdrive. And luckily for Aeons, you don't have to do anything special for their overdrives. You just pick it when the bar fills up and they use it. Be aware that using an overdrive, whether with an Aeon or a player character, it does cut down. Oh, it's 2 turns. Never mind, I'm incorrect. And see this, we already get 2 turns here, so we can't use Sonic Wings to get more of a delay. We're going to use Fire and hopefully kill this thing in one shot. Oh, we were 1 point off. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so pick and choose until you have certain skills that you kind of speed things up when you want to use overdrives. So Luna has a thing here. Get another one of her abilities, Null Blaze, which when you cast it, it nullifies one fire attack. If you want to nullify more, you gotta cast more Null Blaze. And I think we might have one more scripted battle, but I think that's it. We've learned pretty much all that we need to learn about all of the current player characters. We have one more. Yeah. We are now officially testing what we have learned. So I'm going to put Yuna in defense so she can get some experience for this battle. And then Lulu and Wakka are going to handle these enemies, and then we'll switch in Tidus and finish this fight. And that will be it as far as, I believe that's it as far as the tutorials for Besaid and learning the basic, the most basic systems. So very simple, very, very sweet. Unfortunately, if you're wondering, you cannot switch cutscenes, or skip, I should say. Skip, not switch, cutscenes in this game. That is only a function available in the sequel. So whether you're playing through this for the first time or playing through it multiple times, like I have, you will have to sit through every single cutscene in the game, unless you just want to take the time to go out of the room for a second. Oh, and what I just did. Be very careful with camera angles in fights, because if you think that you're going to switch over to target a monster, you might end up targeting...
You're good.
might end up targeting one of your friends, which can be a bit problematic if you hit a character who has low HP, or you have another character who has high attack, so just be careful. And in this section of the game, and for a while actually, there's going to be certain little unique bits of dialogue between certain characters that you will not hear after certain points in the game. Not important to listen to, just more, unique, fun little flavor text.
Now what?
And each of the characters will have unique little dialogues for themselves as well. So just one of the fun little things that this game likes to do. Yeah, we're going to go back and save and heal, and I'm going to get on with the level grinding. And typically I have some little, since I've played this game so many times, I've been playing this game since I was like 11 or 12, I'm 34 right now, so a lot of playthroughs, a long time. I typically have little check marks as to when I like to move on. Typically it's when I've learned certain abilities. Here, I'm kind of marking my time with Yuna, trying to get her to learn all of her null spells, maybe some of her other white magic, a little further down the line. Again, just to have it under my belt, get it out of the way. I also try to pay attention to the experience that it takes to get progressive sphere levels. When it starts just being a chore to kind of watch the meter count down, then I might also... That's another good checkpoint for me to move on. But yes, Final Fantasy X is not only one of my favorite games, it is my favorite Final Fantasy, and I will fight to the death.
Nothing to fear, the hero's here!
The best of all the Final Fantasies. I haven't played all of them. I've played maybe about a third of them, with, go up to like 16, but there's all kinds of side games out too. But I have heard of pretty much all, if not all of them, and know at least, the basic gist of what's going on. So I haven't played 1, 2, or 3. I've partly played through 4, and it was good. I liked it, but I played the remake on the DS, and there was this... I don't know if I was just not... if I just didn't, for whatever reason, just adapt to the system, or if the system just wasn't working for like level grinding, but I had a really hard time after a certain point having my characters keep up with the bosses, and I eventually reached this one boss. I believe it's the water fiend of the 4 fiends boss group that I just, for the life of me, I could not beat, and I could not find anywhere where I could just effectively level grind. And I put it down, and I never picked it up again. I was just so frustrated, and eventually I ended up selling my DS and most of my games, so that's gone now. But that's fine. I don't feel like I really missed out on much. Haven't played 5. I want to play 6. I know the story of 6, and that's another one of the, in my opinion, premier Final Fantasies. And it was really one of the first Final Fantasies that came out during the Renaissance. Very, very good game. And I hope to be able to play it one day.
You're not too bad.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
I have played the original 7 many times. Have not beaten it yet. I believe the only thing that I have not done in that game is beating Ruby Weapon. And again, maybe I'm just not gaming the system, but I thought the way to get to defeat Ruby Weapon was just, even for a level grinder like me, even someone who has put up with a lot of the side quests in Final Fantasy X, I thought it was just really tedious. I did not do it. I did not like doing it, and so, like, I've gotten Knights of the Round, I've beaten Emerald Weapon, I've beaten Ultimate Weapon, who's really not that hard. Beaten the game, but not Ruby Weapon. But I love Final Fantasy VII. I think it's fantastic. I think it's overhyped. I think it is overrated. Does not match up to Final Fantasy X. That being said, it is very easy to see why it was like the flagship Final Fantasy, especially at the time, and why so many people would very understandably argue that it's the best Final Fantasy. Very good game. Highly recommend. I've also played the first game in the remake, which I have also very much enjoyed, and I think it is a proper remake that really improves on the formula. Have not played the second one yet just because I'm not made of money, and I'm kind of waiting for everything to come out and everything to settle with all the systems and DLC and anything like that. Also haven't played Integrate, if that wasn't already obvious. Yeah, and especially after I heard, like, you're not carrying weapons over from the first game, you have to start kind of from scratch. A lot of people were complaining about that. Yeah, I want to wait until, like, the Fat Lady sings on this to get all of the games. That being said, I have watched bits and pieces of it. It's a really good remake. Highly recommend. So I am looking forward to playing that eventually. And you've seen we've gotten some more weapons for Wakka, Scout. We've got the Powerball and the Scout. Just kind of whatever your preference is. Like, strength plus 3% is not, like, at any point in this game, it's not really that much of a boost from having nothing at all. So we're going to go with the Scout, and that will give us the Aeons, the ability that showed all the HP and the weaknesses and stuff that when we had Valifor on the field, that's what Sensor does. It's an auto-analysis skill. So that should help us out more than a 3% strength boost, I think. Okay, since we got ambushed, our enemies are going to have more attacks this round. Just go ahead and get them out the way. You have to have Cosmostick right this second. My kitten's playing. She turned a year old a few days ago. Her foster mom messaged me and told me to say hi to her because she turned a year old. She's so big for a year old. She's going to be a humongous cat. At least that's what we think. Oh, she's such a sweetie. Her name is Scout, actually. She and her siblings were named after the 3 of the characters in To Kill a Mockingbird. Their foster mom is a an English and literature nut like I am. Kill a Mockingbird, read that in, I want to say it was sometime in high school. Really, really good book. These days I may have to read it again. I'm gonna go ahead and use a potion on Lulu here. Just to kind of keep up with our damage. And switch into Wakka and get this thing off the field.
Sit back and watch. It's over.
And also, kind of keep in mind, keep an eye on the power and speed and all these other spears that you need to get across the spear grid. There are some points in the game where certain spears can be really hard to come by, and you might find one of your characters is stalled on the grid just because you cannot find the one spear, the one type of spear that you need to progress.
Oh yeah!
So that's another reason why, for me, it's important to level grind in this game where I can, just to be sure I'm not entering any
back and watch.
spear deserts, as it were. Unless you're doing a challenge run and you're just racing through the game, it's not like super important, but you know, every little bit helps. Anyway, back to my Final Fantasy spiel. Yeah, so played 7, loved it. I tried to play 8 when I was in middle school or high school, and I just really did not take to the junction system. And now, of course, you know, there's all these walkthroughs and guides on what to do to make that easier. But I gave my copy of Final Fantasy VIII to a friend who really wanted it and would have appreciated it more than I did. And as far as I know, he really...
So, how shall we do this?
He really liked it. It's a shame that I didn't get into it, because I had seen it played and I liked the characters and the story, but yeah, the junction system really turned me off at the time. But even if it didn't, I would not argue that it's one of the best Final Fantasies. It's definitely up there, but I would not call it one of the premier games. I know I'm probably in the minority on that. A lot of people love Final Fantasy VIII, but to each their own. It's not my cup of tea, or at least it wasn't back then. Maybe if I played it now, it'd be different. But my opinion on it has not really progressed that much since I was a young blood. I unironically called someone a reckless little punk. And I've almost never felt older and more dated than in that. Oh man, where is all the time gone? Anyway, have not played Final Fantasy IX. Hope to play Final Fantasy IX. And I think it is one of the best games in the franchise. And it was one of the creator of Final Fantasy. I remember everyone else, but not him. For the creator of Final Fantasy IX was, in his opinion, the quintessential Final Fantasy and what Final Fantasy was always supposed to be. And yeah, can definitely see that. Can definitely see why so many people love that game. It's another game that my stepbrother introduced to me. Loved watching him play it.
I'm good, yeah?
Yeah, iconic characters, iconic music. Really cool story. And now that it's on the PlayStation Store for about $20, and you can get there's some good discounts that come around for it every now and again. Yeah, hoping to get on that pretty soon. Of course, Final Fantasy X
this is no problem.
is my vote for one of the best games in the Final Fantasy series, and on the PS2, and in history, period. Do we have Null Tide? Or just
Let them come.
Another Null thing. We have all but Null Tide. Oh well. We'll get that here in a bit. Not really that important. Yeah. But, yeah. For me, Final Fantasy X, quintessential Final Fantasy. Epic story. Remarkable, iconic characters. I'm gonna see if we can equip some of this new stuff. Okay. Wakka has less of a chance to fall asleep now. And Lulu will take reduced damage from water attacks. Pretty useful here. Not going to be quite as useful once we leave Besaid. Anyway, yeah, and you see some of these weapons and pieces of armor have just blank slots. Some of them have no slot at all, but there are some with blanks. That is going to be something we get into about halfway through the main story.
I'm fine.
And also, not a huge deal that we don't have that bit of the system right now.
All right.
Oh, here's another thing that we can do in the middle of battle. That item we got in the middle of the Cloister of Trials. So it was a weapon for Yuna, and if you are on the main menu during the battle screen and you press the right arrow key, you can see you can switch your weapon, switch your armor, and try to individually escape with characters as much as you want. So we're going to switch the Rod of Wisdom, which is going to give us 8% boost on magic, and Sensor. But, of course, that takes a turn, so be aware of that. And I do believe that also qualifies as an action, but just to be sure, we're going to go into defense mode here. And Tidus, if you were paying attention, has an ability now called Flee, which is a party-wide escape command that always works except in boss fights and certain mini-boss fights. Escape, again, it's for one character only, and it has a pretty decent chance of failing. So if you're just in a really, really tight spot and you have the ability to flee, and Tidus is still viable, go for the flee command. It doesn't cost any MP, and you will have a much easier time of getting out of a jam. Back to what I was talking about. Haven't played Final Fantasy XI.
This sword is awesome!
Told ya!
And that's because I am not, and I have never been, the biggest fan of MMORPGs. I get overwhelmed, just and not even with just, PvP, public server MMOs. Like, even, I played Final Fantasy 15, and I'll get to that to a minute, and I get really, really overwhelmed with open world games where there's just so much to do. Because I want to go everywhere and see everything and get all the best stuff and be prepared for what comes down the line, rather than exploring as I go, finding things on my own. It just really, and part of it is a health thing for me, just because how my very interesting ADHD brain works. ADHD, OCD, PTSD, actually. All the other SDs in between. I should get an SD card for my brain. Oh. Anyway, yeah, open world games just tend to be a lot for me to have to process. I would much rather prefer like a game like Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy 13. Very linear. Got a lot of, well, I wouldn't say so much for Final Fantasy 13. But Final Fantasy X has a lot of secrets and little bits of side content. Helps keep things interesting. And I'm not intending, well, with Final Fantasy XI also just being so old, I don't think my system could play it. Yeah, not intending to play Final Fantasy XI at any point in my life. Especially since it's, maybe they moved to the console, I don't know. But back when it came out, it was a PC game, and I'm not the biggest PC gamer. Like, I have PC games that I play, but I am a console chick through and through. I love having a controller in my hands. You know, everyone says PC is the best way to play games. I can definitely see why, if that's true. It's not for me. At least at this point in time, it is just not my thing. Final Fantasy XII, I do hope to play. Everyone, or most people, hate on that game so much. Oop, we have about 5 minutes left. Wow, that hour went by quick. Anyway, everyone hates on that game. Everyone hated it when it came out. Everyone still hates it. They don't like how the battle system works. They don't think the characters are that great. They just don't like it. And I used to hate on it too. you know, from what little I knew, not even having played it. And then recently, I'd heard some people coming out and defending it. And I decided to check it out and watch the cutscene movie on YouTube. And I have to eat my words on this one. I would say story-wise, like, even not knowing the characters that well, I would say it has one of the better storylines. And that's another point of contention, too, because a lot of people say that, oh, its story is either too simple or it's too convoluted. And I would disagree. And I'm going to paraphrase a video, at least one video essay that I watched on this subject. The story is not as bad as people say it is. It's a lot more subtle than people think it's going to be going in. It's a lot more involved. There's a lot more political drama and geographical stuff and cultural stuff.
No
and
worries.
It is not a typical Final Fantasy story, at least the stories that we were getting used to during the Renaissance, like when Final Fantasy X came out. And this was definitely at the time where Final Fantasy kind of marked the switch to being more realistic and having more real-world-ish plots as Square Enix intended. But I really liked it. I liked the political maneuvering. I liked the characters. I loved how emotionally and morally complex they were. That's another sticking point in this game. Oh, all the characters are super simplified, and oh, this character is this and this character is that, and they're not good. No, they're real. They're real, I would argue. And that's an interesting thing. Like, a lot of people, I mean, and this is not understandable. Like, we want our fantasy to be, I'm going to paraphrase someone else. We want our fantasy, our fiction to be convincing. We don't really want realism. We want things to make sense, but we also want them to make sense in a way that still allows us to have our escape. And another one of my favorite games, Xenosaga, another one of the best games, not just for the PS2, but I would argue ever, suffers kind of from the same thing that Final Fantasy 12 does. Oh, we get to use an alt-tide now. The main protagonist, a lot of people do not like her. And I don't blame them. She is a very intentionally difficult character to like. However, the reason that she can be very difficult to like,
So,
and
how shall we
even
do
in
this?
story, like other characters have a difficult time getting along with her, is because she is so real. She suffers from multiple, like, nasty mental health issues, PTSD being one of them. And as someone with PTSD, and she's probably also autistic, which I also have, yeah, we can be very, very difficult to get along with, to like. We can be volatile. We can be stubborn. We can be very rigid in our thinking. And it's not something that we intentionally try to be. That is just how our brains work because of how our neurobiology has been affected by these disorders. And as much as people don't like her, she is one of the best protagonists, one of the most real protagonists, one of the most relatable protagonists, especially if you've suffered what she's suffered, which I kind of have, not just disease-wise, but what caused the disease. And I don't mind so much that she is so difficult. Do I want to smack her in the face sometimes? Yes. But I do it because I know exactly why she is doing it. And I just want so badly for her to overcome her issues and be better. But yeah, Final Fantasy XII and Xenosaga definitely kind of have that working against them, which isn't their fault. It's just, again, people want their fantasy convincing. We don't want it real. And mental illness, especially mental illnesses like what these characters deal with, or issues that these characters deal with, is a bit too real and a bit underrepresented. Anyway, about time to go. Hope you liked. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Later!